I think we can be quite optimistic about what HTS and aligned organization has prepared. They have been preparing for a few years, and it's certainly looking very good for now, of course. But we can be certain with the amount of, for example, Israeli airstrikes right now, over 200 airstrikes in 2 days that prevent HTS from completely organizing and stabilizing Damascus and areas. Turkey that is coming from the north with aligned militias against the Kurds. It's certainly problematic that Abu Mohammad al-Golani or Ahmad al-Shara, as he's called in reality, is designated by the whole world, right? Especially by the United States, the United Nations, Europe, Russia, and so on and so forth, as a former Islamic State and Al-Qaeda terrorist that has evolved in a way, as we can see, is kind of spectacular. However, from what I can see, feel some kind of vibes, is that there may be some change in his designations and how is he portrayed in greater world. Currently, the United Kingdom, Europe, and the United States have all begun the process of reviewing al-Golani's designation and the whole organization, HTS, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham's designation, to see whether they can undesignate them and lift the sanctions that have crippled the state for over 11 years now, and especially since 2020, when the so-called Caesar Act was introduced that completely shut down any possibility of trading with Syria, and this is what will be happening right now. Of course, regardless of what is happening in the east of Syria, which is another question item. Well, Iran has been dealt a very strong blow at all fronts, but maybe not everything, because the Yemen front is still going strong. But as we could see in Palestine and Gaza, Hamas is as good as crippled. Hezbollah is completely, well, not completely, but destroyed to the extent they won't be able to say much in the next at least two years, unless there is some chance that may involve the whole region, of course. From what we could see in Syria, IRGC, so Iranian Revolutionary Corps, and the affiliated militias had to flee and couldn't really put up a fight against HTS. Were forced to flee to Lebanon and then back to Iran. And from what we can gather right now from all those kind of events, well, Iran has to rethink their strategy in the whole region, because since the legendary right now October 7 assault of Hamas on Israel, everything has gone very, very wrong for Iran, for Tehran. Well, we couldn't see that even half a year ago, when everyone was still alive, right? Nasrallah from Hezbollah was still alive. All leaders of Hamas were still alive. But now everyone has been killed in assassinations in Tehran, right? We had Palestinian leader assassinated by Israel. We had Nasrallah killed in a powerful airstrike. Therefore, there is a much greater chance that Tehran will now think more about going nuclear, which of course will be of concern for the whole region, especially the Gulf and the United States, that has always wanted to prevent. And the Israelis will certainly be looking to stop anything that may come forward. Well, I think it's not going to be as bad as it could. Right? There are many comparisons to Afghanistan, to Libya, or other areas, theaters that certainly went wrong. But the whole campaign, 10-day campaign of the HTS that destroyed Assad, was also followed by a swift and dynamic transition to a takeover by the politician, by the politic body of HTS, which is the Syrian Salvation Government, SSG. And at first it was taking over Aleppo, then came to Hama, Homs, and now is also in Damascus. And it's been literally an hour since the head of SSG took over as the new acting president of Syria, and his term will be finished in March, on March of 2025 next year. And when it comes to concerns to how political transition may look in the future, I think we can be quite optimistic about what HTS and aligned organization has prepared. They have been preparing for a few years, and it's certainly looking very good for now, of course. But we can be certain with the amount of, for example, Israeli airstrikes right now, over 200 airstrikes in 2 days that prevent HTS from completely organizing and stabilizing Damascus and areas. Turkey that is coming from the north with aligned militias against the Kurds. It's all looking okay in Damascus, but when it comes to the east of the country, that is right now about to turn very bloody, especially in Kobane, where the famous battle against the Islamic State was fought 10 years ago, and now will be fought between the Kurds and Turkey. Therefore, it's all going to be a problem for the new government, and we shall see how they resolve those problems, because the Kurds and the Turks must be stopped, because the Islamic State is waiting in hiding and will be trying to stage a comeback for certain. Well, we of course have to take into greater picture what has already been done. Some armed factions of the former regime have now been absolved from their crimes. Yesterday there was a general amnesty for majority of soldiers, but that won't of course be applied to certain branches of the military, like the famous Air Force that was famous for all these war crimes. When it comes to various opposition forces that are not really included into the structure of HTS, so various, jihadist even groups, it is a source of concern and it's going to be a problem how to move forward, because they they have helped for years, for over a decade, and now staged the final assault with HTS, and their reward cannot be a simple expulsion from Syria or I don't know, prison right now, right? But there needs to be something done, because relations with Europe, with the Gulf, with Central Asia countries, well, even Pakistan, and especially China, would not be restored by the new regime before all those organizations at least move out of Syria or are disarmed, right? Some like Turkestan Islamic Party, we could see a lot of photos and videos coming from Damascus even yesterday, fully equipped with modern weapons. People that constantly say about waging jihad on China. It's going to be a problem, and it needs to be addressed soon by HTS and Golani. Otherwise, lifting sanctions and moving forward with trade relations will be deemed impossible, certainly. For now, I don't see anything, and if anyone is certain, he's a fraud. Because besides joking, everything seems for now incredibly difficult, and so solutions, unless all countries stop interfering with Syria, I see no simple solutions, because the country is still getting destabilized, and HTS cannot move with anything unless they stop the assaults, especially the Israelis and Turkey. We'll see in the future how HTS will resolve the differences between moderate and more jihadist actors in the organization. There will always be a certain balance that Golani will want to strike between these two, but we'll see how it's going, because there's always a concern when we see the Taliban, how it went down throughout the 3 years since they came to power in Kabul 3 years ago, right? So the more years have passed, the worse it came when it comes to, for example, women and what kind of rights for the people. And while I don't want to really predict something like this is going to happen here, it will depend on Golani's decision and who is going to win, the moderates or the jihadists in HTS's Shura Council, and we will see.